Hello everyone. This video is to show you the interface of Zoom and to begin using it with your students. So I am capturing this video actually using Zoom, and I want to draw your eyes to the bottom system tray and talk about the tools that are available to you as you use this with everyone. First thing I would recommend is as your students come in, you're going to be able to see under Manage Participants the number increase, and you will start to see little thumbnails show up as students join over here. What I would recommend that you do is verbally talk to them and have them chat to each other and introduce themselves so that they can make sure they can all hear. And I would say to them, is everybody hearing the chatter that's going on to make sure that your headphones are working? If your headphones are not working and you see that our lips are moving, something is going on, and let's get that resolved. I then point out to them the chat box, which they actually quickly find. And I use the chat box then, let's move this over a bit here so that you can see it, so that they can begin to ask questions and I monitor that. I'm going to scoot this over a bit. I might look a little skinny, but it might be a good thing here. So let's scoot that over. Okay, so you'll notice that everybody or everyone is seeing what's being typed in here. So I want to check their audio first and make sure that they can hear and that their microphones are working. If they don't have these kinds of headsets, their earbuds that they use with their phones are perfectly fine to use because they have a microphone attached to their earbuds for their phones. It's better to have this kind, some kind of earbud, and because it cuts out the ambient noise that's in the background, the stuff that's going on in the back, as you saw my dog walking around, which is typical when you're in a home environment like this using Zoom. So I wanted to give you the authentic feel of using Zoom in your home. So that's the first step, is when people come in, your students are coming in, you want to make sure that their equipment is working. The next thing I do is I use the chat and I ask them all to type in their name. And by doing this, you can, you see their names and you can then call on them by name as you move through your lesson if you're having something where you're trying to manage the dialogue. The second thing is you can take roll. You could count how many people have come to your sessions. You could have a printout of your students' names and be able to mark off, oh, how many times they've joined you in a Zoom environment. So that's one thing to do. So I use the chat to get their names and to kind of do a little bit of a roll call with them. After I have them do that, then what I do is I have them practice the management of dialoguing in a video conference environment like this. And to do that, if you click on the word manage participants, which your students are not going to see manage participants, they're just going to see participants. So you're going to tell them, go ahead, click on participants. Let me scoot this over a bit so you can see everything. And they're going to see different icons going on. And one of the icons that they're going to see is a hand raising icon. I don't have that because I wouldn't raise my hand to myself. I'm the host. And you can tell I'm the host because it says up here I am. But if I wasn't the host, I would have a hand raising icon as well. In this case, I don't. Because I am the host. So I will ask them a question, something simple like, at how many of you got out and had a walk today? And that way you get them using this tool so that they can see what it looks like. And then you have the ability to clear all once everybody has responded. So you can use it kind of in a polling method, and when you ask a question that requires management of responses, then you can say, using the hand raising feature, please raise your hand and I'll call on you. And this is a strategy of managing a lot of different people if they come in. Now, you'll also notice that it has some other options here. Go slower, go faster. Do you like what I'm talking about? Yes, no, whatever. Now, you'll also notice that mute all is right here. And this is really important because after they all come in and we do that initial little chat and headset check thing, I tell them, okay, guys, I'm going to mute all of you to keep the noise level controlled. If you have a question and want to ask, what you're going to do is you're going to hold down the space bar and you're going to ask your question. So we're going to practice this, okay? And I'm going to call on you one at a time, and I'm going to have you hold down your space bar and you're going to tell me an answer to a question. And this gets them practicing using the space bar to respond. It's again, it's another strategy to help manage, and they'll get better at this. The first time it's always a little but after that they'll get used to it, and it won't be that overwhelming. And then of course you can always unmute all if you want, and bring them all back in the conversation, and allow for free speech. So that again is you have them click on the participant and then that window appears. Now, a couple other things that you may want to do. If you click on invite, this will show up here. You'll notice copy the URL. When you click on that, nothing really happens that you can see, but what is there is you have just captured the meeting information that you could email to someone on the fly that says, hey, I can't get in. You could quickly have your email open and shoot them an email. A couple other things I want to talk about in the chat that are kind of fun that most people don't realize is that in this chat, let me go to the chat again, I can attach a file. So in the event I want to, let's say I have a file that I want to give them, I can go ahead and I can attach file. Now, I did a Word document. I'm not going to recommend that because I'm assuming everybody has Microsoft Word, and that is not the case. So you say, well, is there a better way? If you're going to do that, then if it is a local file, then what you want to do is you want to attach a PDF. And I'm looking at my desktop here and I don't have an actual PDF available, but you understand the point there. Now, could I type in a web address? Absolutely. I am going to go ahead and just jump off screen here really quick and go to, well, let's see here. I'll just open up a new window and go to my drive and pick something random here. So I have a student document here for a resume template that I want to share. So I'm going to get the share button. I'm not going to copy the whole URL. I want to get the share button. And the reason for that is it gives me a chance to double check who has the ability to view it. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that link and then just minimize again. And now I can just paste that right there into the field and then hit enter. And now I've uploaded a link directly to them so that they can go ahead and click on that and have access to it. So couple different ways that you could hand off content to students as you're working and have them interact as you're talking to them. Now, I've been pretty much a talking head right now, and Normally, I don't talk like this. Normally, I'll go in and I'll have a presentation and I am walking through a presentation or a website that I'd like to guide people through. Um, so it makes it a little bit easier on them because they're managing that, not just looking at a talking head. So you want to take some time and really think about what you want your learners to experience and how you want to interact with them. And I highly recommend at some point you do the video face-to-face with them because that's how they're going to make connections. And they're used to looking at you in front of the class. So oftentimes people say, oh, I don't want to be seen on video. You stand in front of them all the time and that's what you look like. So don't be afraid, just be brave. Okay. All right, guys. Hope this is helpful. And these are not professional videos. So I apologize for all the dogs and etc. But in these times, I'm trying to get them out quickly so that they're helpful. I will see you, and I hope you'll join me for some little trainings and just dialogues on how we can better use these tools to reach our students. All right, take care.